Welcome in, my glorious human, the final goodbye. If you found this video, the purge is finally over. You have been letting go of something. It has taken some time, some effort, some energy. Let's take a look at what that is, what it made space for, what is coming in, what we need to know, everything we need to know. Take a deep breath, start to tune in, and I would like you to choose between these two crystals. I have an orange calcite. I have an orange calcite, beautiful, and I also have pyrite. You can see I'm kind of themed in gold and orange today. So we have pyrite or orange calcite. I want you to choose between whichever feels the most draw to you. Maybe you feel pulled towards both. Go ahead and stay for the whole ride. Take a breath, and as you exhale, make a choice right now. Hello, my orange calcite. Ooh, let's get going. Well, I'm really feeling the orange vibes today, and I'm glad that you are too. I was thinking let's start in our gold deck. What do you think? I'm feeling this golden, orangey energy, and I'm very interested in seeing what's coming in for you with this big release. I just want to leave this open. This is an open door, and it feels like this time for you is an open door time. Things are just opening up. There's an expansiveness going on, a changing and a shifting, and a whole bunch of question marks about what's coming your way, what's coming in, why what needed to leave, just all sorts of questions about this transition. And this feels like a beautiful transition, but something with some question marks attached to it. Starting in our gold deck, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, another Swords card. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, we have the Lovers, and we have the Five of Pentacles. I love it when our cards are like, hey, let me be clear. Like, let's clear the table here. I want you to understand that I am talking to you. I want you to understand what it is that I'm trying to communicate, what I'm trying to say. And I feel like our cards are doing just that right now for you. Now, you're starting off in the Eight of Swords. So I do feel like the cards are saying, hey, you've been in this place that has been absolutely a prison, and this is the purge. This is what needed to go. This is part of it anyway, was that there was some junk in your brain, in your mindset, in your body. You might not have even noticed that it's gone, or that it's been offloaded, or that some particle has left your being, but you also might have, because I feel like this comes along with a lot of different things, a lot of symptoms that like, oh, I felt emotional all of a sudden. I'm in this new space. Things feel uncomfortable. I'm feeling out of my element, but also like I'm feeling joyful at moments and feeling, like there are things that come along with this. But this space was dark. It was like being trapped in a cellar. You know how there are all those that like hold, there's like, I feel like there are genres of books and movies where there's a woman who's trapped in the cellar, and it's like, oh gosh, that's so intense. It's, that's what this has felt like. Like you have been trapped inside of yourself. You have been trapped. It's not just inside of yourself, but ultimately you're the one who's, like in this space now of being trapped in like other people's words, other people's judgments, just these thoughts that have been negative, that have been holding you back, that have been restraining you, that have been holding you prisoner, that have been keeping you in a space that was dark and cold. And hey, who wants to be there? Not me. That doesn't look fun and good. How different does this look and feel to the orange, that vibe that's going on today? The orange vibe is like very much a lightness, a sunshine vibe. This is the opposite of sunshine. This is really, it's not a good space. So if you feel like you're like, oh, that's what that is. That's what that was. I did notice that I've had this huge change and huge shift. And like maybe you're not out dancing in the sun yet or having those, like, I do think you're probably experiencing some peaks of joy, but there's like just in this imbalance of moving out of this space. But maybe you haven't noticed those yet, but I feel like you probably have noticed this shift. Now the Page of Swords is our youthful messenger card. And our youthful messenger card feels like it's coming in to say, Like, this is really interesting because you've just come out of this space. That's what this entire reading is about this space beyond. Like, the purge has happened, things are offloaded, things have gone, snakes shedding skin, all such things have been happening. But this is really saying, hey, but be careful, because there is this Seven of Swords energy that is sort of like hanging around. Now, the Seven of Swords can be very deceptive energy. It could be a deceptive person. It could be somebody who's actively being dishonest. It could be somebody who's trying to steal something. It could be somebody who's trying to get away with something. It could be something else altogether, but it feels like it is actually like something to watch out for in your world. That there is, like, you've been held prisoner. There are probably different people's voices in that space, and maybe it's one of those people's voices. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's somebody new who liked you having those old voices, who knows that version of you. But I feel like somebody's trying to take something from you, and this is saying, hey, watch out. There's signs here about this. You're gonna know who it is. Like, you probably know who it is right now, because, hey, Page of Swords, this isn't something that's completely foreign to you, or something that you're like, no, nobody would do that. I don't know anybody in my world who would try to take something away from me, or try to keep me held hostage, or try to put me back into a bad, negative mental space. And it doesn't mean this person's a bad person. I would like to clarify that it just, they're a person, and it could be that they felt more comfortable with you in that space because they got to be a savior of you, or they got to feel like they had a partner in misery, or whatever it may be. For whatever reason, it does feel like there's a warning saying there is someone who might be trying to take this new space, this new mental space that you're cultivating right now, away. However, there is a real strength to where you are. We have the Queen of Swords coming and landing here as our fourth card in, our fourth Swords card coming in. And I feel like this is saying, hey, you have an incredible strength under here. You've been through some stuff. You've been in a place. Imagine being like held captive in a cellar, in a basement for however long, and being released and being free. You're a different kind of person. But then also, like, you have a new clarity of mind, a new understanding of the world. You have a new, perhaps, gratitude for different things, or a new things feel different and almost like an adventure. Like, it's like a whole new world. Like, oh, I'm experiencing things for the first time and in a different way. But this card also really comes in to remind you that you have a strength in you that is able to withstand outside forces, outside pressures, the people who might have wanted you to stay held captive, who might wanted you to stay in a negative space, who might have felt more comfortable with that, or maybe want to take something from you now that you have something that feels more solid, that they want it too. They want to, like, they want to sort of leech off of you. Whatever that is, that this card is saying, you can withstand it, you can take care of yourself, you can have this clarity and presence of mind, you can use this as a launching pad. This is what this transition looks like for you, where you come into a space where you are no longer a prisoner to your thoughts. You control your thoughts. You are the queen of your mindset. You have a truth, a knowing of yourself that is unparalleled. That, I mean, it should be, but is unparalleled. That is really truly like you're coming into your own in a whole new way, in a way that is decisive, in a way that is knowing, that is going after what you want. There is something very wonderful and magnetic about that clarity, that sharpness, that cutting through all of the things that are like, no, don't, like, I'm gonna cut through that because that's not actually giving me the clarity that I want. That's not actually giving me my desired effect. I'm cutting through the other stuff. I will refrain from using a bad word, but you know what I mean. We have the Lovers coming in after all of that. So we're on this journey of release and letting go and looking towards, the future of what this transition looks like. And we get the Lovers after that. Then we get the Five of Pentacles right after that, which is kind of a scary card. Although I do have a friend who says this is their favorite card, which, is a reminder of what it is on the other side of being without, which is kind of fascinating. But let's get into, first of all, the Lovers coming in. And this feels like it's saying you're in a whole new, this transition, this space, it's open to soulmateship. It's open to your person. It's open to you finding love and companionship and side by side, hand in hand, arm in arm, open to what the universe wants to bring you. Fulfillment, love, contracted, like meant to be experience of like, oh, I was always meant for this. I was always meant for this person. I see this person so clearly, so fully, as if they're myself. They feel, you know, that's really interesting. There's a quote in Wuthering Heights. It's like, Heathcliff is more myself than I am. He is more myself than I am, and I always call this the Eight of Swords, our Wuthering Heights card. I haven't seen the new movie. I can't wait to see it. But I, you know, there's something interesting there, if that holds anything for you. Just gonna point it out. It feels like there's something really connected, committed, and much healthier than what's happening in that story, in that book. So not to make a parallel to it, because this is a different kind of love. This is something where you feel like you can be seen for who you are exactly and accepted for who you are exactly. But there is the Five of Pentacles coming in here afterwards. And the Five of Pentacles isn't a great card. It is a card of kind of rough, you know, like, oh, this feels rough. It's out in the cold. There's snow, there's ice, there's hunger, there's desperation, there's you know, being poor, being, you know, like not having the wherewithal to take care of oneself, to take care of the worldly needs. And this does feel like, oh, it feels like, hey, we're finding the lovers coming out of this, but it does feel like there are a lot of sort of warnings coming in. I don't want to say warnings. I don't want to put any kind of fear on this, because there's nothing to be afraid of. We're open, we're expansive. Everything in here is just for your greatest good. And if, you know, if there's like something that feels, you know, fearful, just let go of that. That's not something, you're not meant to have that. That's not what this is meant to bring up for you. But this does say like, hey, we want you to watch out for possibly the propensity to an inclination to want to be miserable, that like all these good things are coming in. There might be a part of you that wants to go backwards into a space that was negative, that like kind of wants is more comfortable not having it, being, you know, insolvent, which is a word for being poor, you know, like it's like feeling like, oh, I don't have it. It's the opposite of abundance, you know. It's like, oh, you might feel more comfortable wanting, struggling, striving, that there might be a part of you that wants to go back to that space. And that's nothing to be afraid of. If that's, you know, like it's just something to be aware of, to acknowledge, and to say, hey, I'm okay taking time getting comfortable with my abundance. The abundance of love that comes in for me, the abundance of money that comes in for me, the abundance the universe wants to bring me. I'm okay if that takes me time. Also, I'm okay learning how to feel comfortable in it. That maybe it could be a learning process for you that you might need to learn. I feel like we should pull one of our, I feel like these are, I feel like they're, I have healing angels, and then I feel like this is forgetting that I keep on saying the healing like guidance, but I actually I don't remember what this deck was ever named, but I'll find out one of these days. One of these days, I will figure that out and have the actual deck. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anywhere on here. So we have Break Free. Ugh. Yes, hey, Eight of Swords, hey, the purge happening. Break free. You're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. That makes so much sense because of what we have with the Seven of Swords, and whoever you need to break free from that is in your world in order to be you, in order to be thriving, in order to be successful, in order to feel good in your life, to feel like I want to wake up tomorrow and live my most alive life. That there's a piece of you that needs to break free. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. Again, no fear. We're not doing fear. That's not what we're here for, right? So we don't need to, you know, if fear immediately comes up, oh my goodness, I have to create space between me and this. No, we're not handling fear right now. That's not like we're in the garden of no fear. Let's go. You know where I'm going. You know right where I'm going. I can't help it. My old trusty deck's calling me, and she is. So actually, she's just calling me for 4 cards. Let's go ahead and give her 4 cards. She has a strong voice. Let's give her 4 strong cards to see what's coming through about this purge for you, about this release, about what is on the other side of this, about whatever else we need to know. We have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. We ended with the 5 of Pentacles. We ended with Pentacles. We're back in the Swords. We have 2 of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles, another Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Swords, more Swords. Okay, this is what our old trusty deck is saying. Our old trusty deck, who is so wise, thank you, is saying 7 of Pentacles reverses. There is an amount of patience that you're going to have to exercise here. That there is I feel like you're getting a lot of like, this might be hard, that might be difficult. Take a breath into all of this, because I do feel like our cards are bringing up a lot of like, also, you're gonna have to watch out for this, you're gonna have to watch out for that, you're gonna have to watch out for this, you might want to, you're gonna have to exercise some real patience here with yourself. That you've released something, you're stepping into something new. It is a growing process. You're going to have to grow back into it. It's the same way you'd have to have patience if you genuinely had been living in a cellar, living in a basement for a little while. Like, oh, the sunlight kind of hurts your eyes a little bit. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Like, you're freaking, how beautiful. You're in the sunlight, you can go dancing. But maybe you just start walking first. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm going to take a walk around the block before I go dancing, down the street, one thing at a time. And this is kind of saying that it's one thing at a time. Let it grow. Let yourself grow. Let the abundance grow. That fear that you may have about, or that feeling you might have about like, oh, I'm kind of like, I'm more comfortable wanting, I'm more comfortable struggling, I'm more comfortable in that space. And I'm going to kind of keep going backwards a little bit every time more abundance comes into my world. That feeling it may take time to grow into like, oh, all of this abundance is made for me. Like, I'm going to take little bites of like fresh fruit, like little bites, and then I can have the whole meal, like little bit at a time, until you feel ready to eat the whole meal and be ready for as much as you want to come in for you. It's that kind of thing, if we were talking about actual money, which I don't think when we're talking about abundance, we're necessarily talking about money. Could be talking about your physical health, could be talking about your love life, that soulmate ship, that lover's card. It could be talking about just your like, hey, every good thing that's coming into my world, all the things I value. It could be, the things of my physical being and my physical space. All of those things, like really can get into this and can get into that feeling of abundance. And I don't know where I was going with that. Lost that train of thought. I'm sure it'll come back to me as soon as I'm in the middle of the 2 of Swords. But that card was really just saying there's going to be a growth period that needs to happen. And so there is a little bit of a, like, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to take some time, and you're going to have to be willing to do that. And you might not want to be willing to do that. You might want to be able to like snap your fingers and immediately be like, okay, I want to manifest, this life and like this big life, but you don't actually have a belief system set up around it, or even a desire deep down to have that, because there might be some part of you that actually desires to have more of a struggle relationship while getting to a place of that kind of abundance. Okay, I hope that made sense. That is what I wanted to get to. With the 2 of Swords. Now we're back into the Swords territory. So there's a lot of mind space in your world. There's a part of you that really operates on a mental level, which makes a lot of sense. That is like an intelligence area. It is a thought space. It could be repetitive thoughts. But this gets into a place of choosing, that our old trusty deck is saying there's a time for you to choose, and that time is coming up, and that time is here. You've released something really big. It's time for you to choose what you want for yourself, what you want for your life. This card is a very strong, potent card, and it is saying if you don't choose, the choice can be made for you, will be made for you. Make your own choices. Decide for yourself which way you want to go. This is a time and space right now where you get to decide What do you want your future to look like? What kind of abundance do you want in your garden? How do you want your garden to grow? How do you want things to blossom? How do you want your soulmate ship to look? How do you want your close people in your world to treat you and respect you and uplift you and keep you on track in a space that feels like it's a non-struggle? Like, what do you want for you? Making that choice. Or maybe you choose that you want some struggle in your life. So you choose and decide like, hey, I'm not ready to give up this struggle mentality. I do want a little bit of struggle, but I want to overcome. So I'm going to make some obstacles in my life to overcome, but they'll be chosen obstacles. I have this hard goal to reach, this difficult thing to accomplish, and that is my difficult struggle energy, but not the abundance that's coming in. The abundance is coming in, I'm open to right away. We have the Page of Pentacles after that. Again, we're going really hard back and forth here with swords and pentacles. I mean, really hard. Sword, 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 swords, lovers, major arcana, pentacles, pentacles, swords, pentacles, swords. Whoa, the energy is very clear of what's happening right now, or where you're energetically, where you are at. So with another page, because we already had the Page of Swords, now we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, we're getting a message like, hey, signs are coming in. It's okay. You don't have to worry too much about this because the messages are going to be there for you. This isn't something that you're going to overlook. It's not something that you're going to, it's something you probably already know about. When I start speaking these things out loud about your abundance, about the struggle energy, about all that, there are things that you automatically connect to. So the messages have already been there inside of you or outside of yourself, or coming in and actual like, oh, that, TV commercial just said the exact words that like I was thinking, or, oh, that sacred number keeps popping up, or, oh, this song keeps coming on, or, oh, this thing I keep seeing, or I keep reading this message, or I keep seeing these words, or I keep da-da-da-da. The messages are there. So you're taken care of by the universe with messages. So it's not something that you're just on your own and you got to figure it out. It's like, no, you have a whole system in place to protect you, to make sure that you're given the full advantages. And this took a lot of work to get where you are, by the way. Like to be in this space of post, release is incredible. It's an incredible space. We have the Three of Swords popping up. And this feels like our old trusty deck saying, have faith. There will be heartbreak in here as well. And it's not that there's like heartbreak coming up for you, but I do think there's heartbreak in letting go of certain aspects of your old self. That it's not just going to, and you probably feel that right now, that this huge release doesn't come without emotions. For me, it doesn't come without emotions. I think probably for most people, it doesn't come without emotions. Comment below, let me know if you feel like, yeah, that's a huge emotional thing of this letting go. It's a big emotional time. I felt some huge emotional, chasms, cliffs to just fall off of. And the Three of Swords is saying, yeah, this isn't the end of that heart. Like, this is going to break your heart until it doesn't. Like, this is something that, like, having let go, having released, pieces and parts of it are just sad. Even if they're not for you, even if it's over, it's done, it's in your past. You don't want to be in that space anymore. You don't want to live with that anymore. But there's still like this, like, oh, this difficulty, this heart hurt in letting it go. And our old trusty deck saying that's okay. Like, it's good for you to know that. That's good. And it's good for you to feel what you need to feel, and your heart is sacred, and protect your precious heart. Yeah, white deck, getting into source energy. So I do really like saving my white deck for source energy and just keeping it cleared out for that. And that is what I'm going to right now. So this could be energy from whatever your belief system lets you feel good about. Angels, higher self, source energy. We're just going into that, just taking a look at any information that's coming in from source for you. So I'm just pulling two cards. First of all, and we have the Judgment card and we have the Seven of Cups. The first time we're pulling a Cups card in this reading, which is really pretty remarkable. We haven't pulled any Wands, and this is the first time we're pulling a Cups card. Judgment card, also Major Arcana. This feels like it's like source is saying to you, okay, here's here's the important information for you that I'm giving you, that there is a decision to be made for yourself, and that decision, it feels really big. It feels like a macro decision, that like there is something about this transition that required a macro decision that you've already made, and that will continue to make this macro decision, but it will change everything. It will change the trajectory of everything. That by making this choice, choosing you, choosing the path that you're going on, making that choice on those two of swords, deciding what it is that you want, choosing, it gives an incredible amount of release. It gives an incredible amount of joy as well. And it gives you this North Star to keep following. That is this space of like, oh, things aren't going according to plan here. Things are back in struggle energy, or maybe things today at this moment are back in a place that feels like that Three of Swords heartbreak space. Like it doesn't feel good to let go of what you had. It doesn't feel like it all of a sudden feels like too much. But on a macro level, you know that you're committed to the choice that you've already made. On a macro level, you know that, hey, no matter what, my guidance system is set to this. So even if I have this bad day, even if I have this bad hour, even if I have this bad night, even if I have this bad moment or sad song or whatever it is, I know on a macro level where I'm going. I know that I'm never going to be too far away from getting back on course, because this is where I'm headed now. I am set. My guidance system is set to that. My guidance system is set to me, or to this choice that I've made for myself. And, you know, the Seven of Cups, cups get into feelings and emotions. So this is sort of this departure from all of this headspace, all of this space over abundance and things you value, things of the physical world and our pentacles. This really gets into like heart space and feeling space, but it's still a little detached. So this is this kind of thing of like, you've kind of, there may be, I want you to think of this. I feel like what I'm about to say, you might immediately go, nope, not me. I want you to just think about it with curiosity. Curiosity, if it were true, what would that look like? Is it possible that I've shut my emotions off? I want you to think in this way of like, is it possible that you have been detached from your emotional self, even if you've been feeling like some big sweeping emotions with all of this change? Is it possible that your heart space, the truly connected part of your heart space, not just your sorrow space, not just a despair space or a hurt space or a big emotional like crying space, but like a space of joy and lightness of being and feeling free, feeling happy to be alive, feeling more alive than you felt in a long time, feeling that like, oh, I'm really taking this in. Like, I'm really present in my life. I'm really feeling things, good and bad things. So really feeling all of the things. It feels like there's a part of you that may have been a little detached. And I feel like Source is saying it's okay to like work your way back into this space of feeling real heart space. And that might take us a moment of imagination, because this is a little detached. This is a little bit of the imagination. This is, the person's in the clouds, like looking into the clouds. This isn't super real here now. It is like I'm imagining things. So maybe just start with the manifestation energy. I'm just imagining my emotions. I'm imagining it until I feel emotional about it. I'm imagining everything I want coming in. I'm imagining the happiest day that I can think of. I'm imagining, like, I would say you probably don't have to imagine anything negative. Just go with the positive. Let's start there, like in that joy space, in the happy space of really just imagining things until you start to feel that energy coming up. Because we're obviously not trying to manifest negative things, but also it's good to be connected to whatever happens to be available in your body and in your energy field, and then you can release it too if you need to release anything that's lingering. There might be some lingering, things to offload, even though you've done the heavy lifting already. Let's go to, so we do have our Healing Angel deck, and I want to pull a card from that, and this feels so appropriate right now based on, well, I just started doing a really weird shuffle. This is a strange, shaped deck, but started doing a really weird shuffle with it, so I'm going in to see what you need here. Okay, yeah. Peace is what comes up. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, inner peace is possible. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, inner peace is possible. A subtle shift in awareness and you'll be there. Breathe and relax into love and peace will follow. Well, that is poignant, isn't it? That's kind of perfect timing. Oh my, okay, yes. Now I'm really feeling the blue deck because it feels like the ocean. And I feel like we're just starting to talk about emotions, which our ocean really gets into, and all of that water energy. And I'm also just feeling this in this freedom sort of sense that things, this like sort of openness and freedom. Oh, we have things coming out. All right, so that will just wait for us. And then we also have, okay, I'm not asking questions again. I really feel like our deck is just guiding us because there's so much going on in your energy that's demanding, like a response just straight from your energy. Okay, that's what we have. We have 5 blue cards. The first card that flew out was the Queen of Wands reversed. First Wands card, Queen of Wands reversed. We have the 6 of Swords reversed. We have the Judgment card for a second time. We have the Queen of Pentacles upright. Boom, boom. And then we have the Moon reversed. Yeah, this is a very strong reading, I would say. Here we are. So first of all, Queen of Wands, only Wands card we pulled the entire time so far, and it is the Queen of Wands reversed. And this to me says, okay, yeah, you have been, we know where you've been. We've been talking about that space, that mental space, the like the imprisonment, now the release, this new sharpness, the focus, the clarity, this pentacle space that's like, oh, this sort of back and forth relationship with abundance, with your physical world, with everything that could be coming in that you value. We're just really tapping on the cups. We've got the 1 cups card, still the only cups card that we have, about like sort of getting back to your emotional self. And that's really we're really looking at joy seeking self, the self that's like really vibrant and sort of far removed from the 8 of Swords, which we pulled as that first card, which is that trapped card. The Queen of Wands reversed, it feels like it's just saying, hey, don't forget who you are. Like, there's a whole other piece, like layer of you underneath of all of this that you are not seeing at all, or that you are not touching at all right now, but it's available to you. There is this part of you that is fired up. It's not just like, okay, I'm having patience to feel good with abundance again. Okay, I'm imagining these emotions. This is like, whoa, like it feels like I started a bonfire, and it was the most beautiful bonfire you've ever seen on the edge of a cliff face, and it has a purpose and a meaning. It is that kind of feeling. This like, and the sun's going down behind it, like it is this feeling of like, you feel optimistic, you feel driven, you feel purposeful, you feel like you have a reason to wake up every morning, not just that like the joy of it. It is also like a purpose and a reason. There's something that feels like you want to move forward. There's momentum here, and that is really a huge part of this energy, is this momentum, this like, oh, I've got some grit, I'm not going to stop, but I also feel joyful. There's something very optimistic and intuitive about this card that feels like, hey, okay, there's this whole other part of you that's available to you that you're not tapping into right now, and like lean on that. Turn that energy around. That energy is important to you, and it will take you into a whole new space that is now available to you. Like, this may not have even been available to you for a long time, as long as you've been trapped in that mind space, that 8 of Swords space. You might not have been able to get to this fired up, moving forward, momentum-based self. That might not have been available to you. It's huge growth energy. But now it is available to you and you should be utilizing it, but you're not now, and you're not yet. That is what that feels like. That's it. It's like it's not happening yet, but you should, like right now, today, tomorrow, it's available. It's here. Tap into it. Tap into it. Get into it. And if you need help with that, just really think, what fires me up? What makes me want to like take action? What makes me want to like feel like I have purpose in this world and purpose in my life? What can I move towards? Okay, then we have the Six of Swords reversed. So this does feel like, this feels a little bit like there was like a moving away that might be, that might be slow going at times. It does feel like it's just kind of saying like, okay, it's all right if it is slow, but don't let it stop. Don't let it come to a standstill. No matter what, if you're moving away from those old thought patterns, you're moving away from that old prison, mental prison, keep making distance, keep making space. Don't let yourself stop. Don't let it come to a halt. We have the Judgment card once again. This is saying that macro judgment, that macro decision, that is your North Star. Choosing yourself, choosing who you are, choosing where you want to be, making a decision for yourself, making a decision for you, for yourself, choosing you, making this big choice, making this big decision is the thing that keeps you on track, that keeps you in Queen of Wands energy upright. It's the thing that keeps you really rooted to, I can trust my relationship with the world because I know I can never go too far off course because I've got my North Star. I've got this macro judgment. I'm not changing my mind about it. That's always there. It's just moments might not be completely cohesive or in alignment with it. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, hey, gorgeous, like, love this. That struggle relationship with abundance, with everything in the physical world that represents abundance, physical beauty and body and health and money and the things you value, like love and, just all of the things. This is saying like, by the way, there's work that you have to do. We see the things that are like coming up. But you're going to be really strong in this. This thing that feels like struggle energy right now, that's going to feel like you dominate. We've pulled 3 queens this reading. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands reversed for now, and the Queen of Pentacles. And it just feels like saying you're entering your Queen era. You are entering a very strong time where you are in a strong presence. You have options, you have choices, you have to decide these things for yourself, you have to choose. But if you so do, you can dominate this. This can be yours. This can be a space where you feel completely comfortable and you feel like you're in alignment with everything, with all of your wealth, with all of the things you value, with the things that are coming in for you, but it's just in alignment with life, with the universe. And then we have the Moon reversed. And the Moon reversed is a card of things that are hidden, or the Moon upright is a card of things that are hidden, not seen, maybe secrets. And in this reverse position, this feels like it's saying to me, like, there are things that have been unclear to you for a long time. Queen of Swords, we see your strengths that are immediate, and right now, those things that have been unclear, they're coming into the light. What was once nighttime will be daytime soon. Which was once only the moon's light is going to be the sunshine on it. So, relax into that. The things that are not clear to you now are going to be coming clear to you. Yeah, I would say so, right? Let's pull one last oracle card for you. So, this is our Power of the Elements deck, and I just want to pull one card. Accept diversity, choose peace as your path. That's the second time peace has come up in our oracle cards. Second oracle card was peace. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, inner peace is possible. Choose peace as your path. Maybe a sacred upside down. Maybe some triangle action, maybe some ocean action. There's an ocean picture in that as well. well, Queen era. Let's pop a queen. Let's pop a queen below. And if you want to, you can pop a queen emoji or a crown emoji or a throne emoji, and you can write the words too if you want to, or you can only write the words in capital letters, Queen era. This is your queen era if you accept this sacred, the sacred reading, the sacred, like passage. And if you can write anything you want. I want messages no matter what. And I would love for you to subscribe, and I would love for you to love this video, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear comments. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear it all. I do. Okay, go into that orange energy. I would really recommend rewatching this, taking notes right now before you do that, but rewatch these at some point, maybe this week, or even right away if you feel like, oh yeah, I'll just listen to it in the background and take notes as I go. But there's so much going on here that I think it would be worth it. And this feels like a very potent, powerful time for you, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear all about it, and I'm going to see you very soon. I'm sending you love and power and fire and passion and purpose and clarity and every good thing that you need to unlock anything that has been holding on to you, to release any last things that are holding you back. The moon is beautiful and wonderful, but the sun is coming up. So I love you. Mia. Hi, my Pyrite. Ooh, I can't wait to dive in. That final goodbye. What are we letting go of? What was that release like? What are we hopping into? If there's anything we need to know about this, and this feels big. This feels like a big time to do a reading. It feels like big energy. It feels like a big transition. It feels like you should let yourself really open up right now and just be huge and expansive to what could be coming in. What is coming in? What is letting go? What is this energy? What is this energy that we're feeling? What's the energy is going on? There we are. We have 5 cards getting us started, and we have the Hermit as our first card. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups, and we have the 4 of Swords reversed. So our gold deck jumping right in and saying, hey, first of all, you've been in a space where you've needed to be really, maybe even reclusive, maybe you've been quiet, maybe you've been keeping to yourself. You've been doing this big work. This isn't a small thing. This big goodbye, this big opening, this big push, this big happening that's been going on in your energy, this has required something real of you, and it's taken you to a place that is very insular, that is very focused on what you need to know about yourself, about your world. It may be even introverted. You might not have been sharing your energy with other people very much. We have the 4 of Swords reversed at the end of this, which is pretty interesting to me. So to me, this is really saying, hey, this is sort of what's been going on. You've been in this space. You've been in this internal space. You've been shining a light on what's been going on, and that's what you've been needing to do. You've been keeping more to yourself. There's a lot of growth that's been happening. You've had to have a lot of patience. You've had to do a lot of the maintenance work. This feels like the time that you're coming out of is a time of if we were back in harvesting time, it was the time of we're weeding the garden, we're tending to the plants, we're helping them grow, we're giving them making sure that the earth is good, we're doing everything that needs to be done, we're watching it grow. This is what's been happening. It's not been huge climax, it's not been huge action, it feels like it's been a slow growth period, a slow time of things sort of coming about, and it's not all been easy. So some of it's been just sort of slowly watching growth happen, but some of it's been feeling actually very tortured. Some of it's been you've been alone with your thoughts and alone with some chaotic thoughts, maybe subconsciously chaotic. Maybe you've not been able to go to sleep because of this. Maybe this is something that's actually genuinely keeping you awake. Maybe it's causing you anxiety, panic, feelings of distress, feelings of obsessive thinking, things that just feel whoa, oh, this keeps popping up and I just keep thinking of these things over and over again, and why can't I just let this go? And this isn't good for me. It's not healthy. It's not like fun thoughts that are coming back around. It's things that are torture. They don't feel good. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And this is where it feels like things begin to change. Things have been in this sort of other space, and the Ace of Cups brings new opportunities. This is a new time. This is new things coming in, and the Cups gets into heart space, feelings and emotions. And this is a beautiful card of like, whoa, the overflow is available. And it feels like you're starting to get into a time, and you might just be feeling this transition right now, where someone is filling your heart cup, or someone, like it could actually genuinely be a person that you're like falling in love at this moment, or this could be like the universe is filling up your heart cup and bringing in new opportunities to overflow you, which does get into romance. It does get into love. That does get into soulmateship. That does get into things that fill you up in other ways, things that make you feel like joyful and loving, and like you love your life and you love your existence and you love what you do and you love your career and you love the people you work with. All of those things, there's this just love relationship with everything around you that's just coming in, and it's available, and it's overflowing. It's really just filling up now. And then it really closes off with that Four of Swords reversed. And this really feels like it's saying like the time for like recovery and rest and that sort of insular space, that's kind of like in the past. That's kind of like something that you don't need right now. You don't need more alone time. You don't need more hermit time. You don't need more, rest and recovery. This is the time of movement. This is the time of feelings, of letting yourself participate, of being in a new space where things are starting to really crack open for you. I immediately feel drawn to our blue deck, and I want to just go straight into our blue deck. I do want to pull oracle cards for you. I want to do all the things, but I'm feeling a very strong pull to the blue deck, and it just feels like our blue deck wants to say something, so we're going to let her. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and that feels like that's going to finish off that row, but we're going to start creating a new row. So we also, it looks like I'm just pulling here up, we have the Seven of Pentacles again, Seven of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. It's really interesting. Okay, so, we have the High Priestess. Yeah. Some deep things coming through here. We have the Tower, another major arcana card for you. And it feels like we have something else here that's important. And we have the Empress, another major arcana card. Okay, all right, we hear you. First of all, this row that we finished off with the Nine of Pentacles in our blue deck. And I did feel like this was an ending to that row. So it does feel like, hey, the time for rest and recovery is over. This is more of a time of like getting outside of yourself, opening yourself up to those new opportunities for heart filling. Now, this is sort of making a transition to the physical world and saying part of this, what the universe wants from you, is to make a bridge between your physical world and the spiritual world, the energetic world. That it's not just, like the energetic abundance that's coming in for you, but your physical world wants to rain abundance on you. And I do think of this card, I really tend to think of this card as being like luxury, it is things coming in, definitely, but it feels like physical luxury, because our pentacles do get into the physical, and this feels like we're getting into fashion. We're getting into beauty. We're getting into your home environment, how clean and organized you are, all of the things, your bank account, the way that you are styling yourself, your hair, your glow up, all that stuff. It feels like, hey, step into your physical world here. Start to make some changes in your physical world. Change up the color palette you use. Maybe you don't, know what your colors are. Maybe you want to experiment, find out what your colors are. Maybe you know what your favorite colors are, or what power colors you have, or what energetic, magic colors you like, and you want to dive into those. Maybe you want to get into your closet and do a big clean out. Maybe you want to just change things up a little bit right away every day. Start wearing a new lipstick color, start wearing lipstick period, start doing something that feels like, oh, you know what, I want to I want to invest some time in like figuring out cool braids and hairstyles or whatever it is. It feels like, hey, it's time to like let yourself connect that bridge. That part of this, getting outside of yourself, part of this new space that you're stepping into, we just want you to connect to your physical world. We want it to be connected and let that act as a bridge into all of these energetic things that are lining up for you, of which we had that patience time. And I feel like, we had the Seven of Pentacles for you as your second card. And I always feel that those first couple of cards are very important because they're a very strong message. They're very like potent energy. They're coming up for a like real reason to be like, hey, you need to see this. If you don't pay attention to anything else, pay attention to this. So that was coming up as your second card, that you had this period of time of like patience and growth, and you were not harvesting, you were watching things grow, you were tending to the garden. And I feel like this is saying like, okay, well, we solved that. This is a change here. This is not going to be a time where you just stand around and wait now. This is not going to be a time where you just watch things grow, where you're just observing and tending. This is a time where you are harvesting. This is a time where you are action oriented. This is a time where you're moving. Your energy is in momentum. And I heard something outside, like your energy is in momentum. Your energy is in movement. Your energy, and that's going to kind of be the call of, of this period of time, that like, this is a call to action, a call to energy, a call to movement, a call to moving forward, a call of doing. So I would make that a practice, making it a practice of like, what can I do today? What can I do right now? How can I do a little bit more, where it's like, oh, I'll just try to take action right away, which was something that I tried to implement a few years ago and successfully did. I would say like 5 years ago, there was like a period of time where it's just like, take immediate action. Like that's just the call. It's just take immediate action. You think about doing something, immediately take action on it. Oh, I was thinking about calling this person. I'm just going to call them, or I'm going to text them. I'm going to call them tomorrow, instead of like maybe clocking it away or writing it on a list or just starting to take immediate action on things. The High Priestess comes in, the Tower comes in, and the Empress comes in. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I feel like our blue deck is saying, hey, by the way, some really big things are coming up in your world. Some really big changes, some really big shifts, some really big energy for you to sit into. This feels like divine right kind of stuff. Like, oh, this is a call to you sitting into your highest self. First of all, we have your High Priestess self. And the High Priestess, as you probably know, she is so wise. She is mystical. She is, very close to the veil. This is the third pillar card. She's sometimes called the third pillar card. We have one pillar, black, white, she can see shades of gray. She can see that things aren't just all good or all bad or all right or all wrong, or like, she's wise. She understands things. She understands that there are levels and shades and there are different temperatures, and she has a reading on everything. She has deep intuitive knowing. You have deep intuitive knowing. It's time to rely on your wisdom. It's time to get in tune with what you see that no one else does, and trusting it and owning it and clocking it as like, yeah, I just have vision. I just do see things that other people don't see, and that's okay. I don't have to be able to qualify or quantify. I don't have to be able to write out how I know what I know. I can just know it and trust it, and that has served me. And now I know that that's where I am. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm following my energy. I follow my inner knowing. I follow this inner knowing that I possess. The Tower feels like it's saying this is going to be a huge shakeup. What you are stepping into, this could just be like right now, this immediate space. It feels like you're in a transition, that it's going to be a huge shakeup. It's going to be like a lightning cracking, burning things down, building things back up, creating a whole new space. Just motion, things in motion, things moving, things changing. And it might be a little exhausting at moments where you're like, wow, things are just shifting so much. But I also think there's a peace and a serenity that goes side by side with this. So even if it is a lot of motion and a lot of movement, and it could be an exhausting energy, I don't think it will be. I think that you have a grace around it all that is very feminine, that can handle such explosiveness. And I love that those two super divine feminine cards with your intuition, we have your Empress energy and we have your High Priestess energy just surrounding this, that whatever changes are coming, whatever upheavals you might be in the middle of even right this second, or how crazy this energy feels as you're shifting through it and moving into a whole new space where all the things are pouring in, and where, like your new opportunities are coming, and, all of these changes and shifts are happening. I feel like it is surrounded by this divine feminine energy, because it's also surrounded by this Empress energy, again, divine feminine energy. And this is a creation energy. It's a very fertile energy, and this does feel like life. It feels fresh. It feels so real and so present, and in that divine feminine essence of like beauty and artistry and creation. Really think about creation. What is it that you are creating? What is it that you are giving birth to right now? Are you giving birth to your career? Are you giving birth to a new version of yourself? Are you creating, what is it that is evolving from you? That creation energy is happening right now, and it is part of what is going to make this such a potent time of your life. Such a potent and incredible transition, moving into something so new and so fresh. And that divine feminine energy makes me want to go to our lavender deck and to our pink sassy deck. I would like to dip into both of those. This feels like a softer energy, so I am interested in really tapping this softer energy, and I will pull some oracle cards for you at some point, but definitely after this lavender pull. We have the Ace of Pentacles, another ace, and we have the Hanged Man, another major arcana. The Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups coming in on our first row in our gold deck. Beautiful. Overflow of love. Things really coming in for you to love your person, love your soulmate, like new opportunities for soulmateship, for loving your career, loving the people, just the symbiotic relationship with the universe of alignment and love. New opportunities for all that physicality as well. So getting into the Nine of Pentacles, all those things we were talking about your glow up, about the physical world. And it does feel like there's a part of your physical world that's being asked for you to attend to it. That new things are coming in for you so don't just shrug that off. Like, oh yeah, okay, well, sure, I'll start wearing lipstick. Or do whatever you want, whatever feels connected to you. It doesn't have to be something about your physical body. It could be something about your financial status, your bank account, setting up a new budget for yourself, or investment plan for yourself, or opening a new savings account, or whatever it is in the physical world. Rearranging your furniture, painting some paintings for yourself, which gets into creation energy too. Whatever it is, but it feels like this is saying, hey, if you do step into that, if you don't just brush it off, new opportunities are coming in for you in that area, and new opportunities are coming in for you for abundance in your bank account, in your physical world, in your beauty, in your whatever it is that you invest in now, that you open up, that you just say, oh, I'm gonna try some new colors in my fashion, I'm gonna wear some new colors today, or I'm gonna try this thing, whatever it was, new opportunities are coming and flowing in for you for that. So don't just brush it off, because it can open up to something much, much bigger. And then we have the Hanged Man, which really feels like in this very feminine way, because I was, asking in that very feminine energy, that feels like in a very feminine way to say, hey, do things the way you want to do things. Do things in a way that feels good to you, that feels right to you. This is a space of taking things at your own time, your own pace, seeing things from your own vision, with your own sense of clarity, your own understanding, that you don't have to move at any bit. This is also a very intuitive card. This is a very, oh yeah, also, process that information in the way that you want to process it. See it the way that you see it, not the way that society tells you to see it or other people tell you to process things. Do it all in your own way, at your own pace, in your own time. Yeah. Right. So we're gonna start pulling an oracle card for you, because we're just jumping. We're moving here. Well, remember I said it's momentum. I'm feeling all this momentum, and I feel it even in the way that I am reading this. So it feels like you have so much movement and so much momentum. Pause is what it says. That's very funny because I'm telling you to start moving. The cards feel like they're saying, hey, this isn't going to be the time to pause. It's going to be the time to move. But then we pull this oracle. It says pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. So I'm seeing all this momentum energy that's like, hey, you're going to be moving, hustling. Like this isn't going to be the time where you are resting and recovering. This is, like that time, that insular time, that like stepped away from society, like all that stuff. It's kind of like you've been there and now you're going to be in a more momentum based space. But this card is coming in and saying pause. So I do think that this says like, hey, as soon as this is over, before you start taking these steps and you move into your action, action first, like taking action immediately, I am going to pause and I'm going to make sure that I am actually taking action and making momentum towards what I want to be taking action towards and momentum towards. That you're not just saying yes to everything, that you're not just moving with everything, that you are moving and participating in a way that is in alignment with what you want for yourself, where you actually want to be going. That make sure it's focused and calculated, and that it is like, oh, that is actually a decision that I am making. Very important. And that does feel like that's what it's saying. So I'm glad that that came through. And I have some sirens going by, but I do want to go to our white deck, and I like using our white deck as that sort of, channeling of source energy, whatever you ascribe to, whatever feels good to you, just for some divine guidance. And I feel like we need some more divine guidance. Like I feel like that is the call. So let's go ahead and find out a little bit more about what might be coming in for you with guidance. We have 4 cards, and that feels right. Okay. We have the Judgment card. We have the High Priestess again. We have the 10 of Cups. Love this. We have the Emperor reversed. Okay, here we go. So coming in with a slightly different tone and a slightly different voice, because I feel like this is coming from a guidance perspective from source energy. And the first thing that's coming in is we have Judgment. Ooh, yeah, we have 3 major arcana cards from our white deck. And we have the 10 of Cups, which after pulling the Ace of Cups, I really, really, really love. Okay, so the Judgment card feels like it's saying, yes, pause. Make that choice for yourself. That pause is a good, it is a good card to come through, because it is something that you want to choose for yourself, where you're going, what you're doing. This should be a choice. All of it should be a choice. Where you're headed, what path you're taking, what you're taking action towards, what you're moving towards, where the momentum is going. All of that matters. That energy that you have, that matters. And it is shifting towards something very potent right now. So make sure it's headed towards what you actually want. In love, in life, in career, in everything. Make sure that you're actually focusing your energy on where it is you actually want to go. We have the High Priestess again, which I feel like Source is just saying, dig in deeper. I know that, our blue deck said it before, but you need to hear this. You have a wisdom, you have an intuition, you have a perspective that you can trust. You have an understanding of things that you don't even realize you have an understanding of. Trust your path, trust the universe, trust yourself, trust this journey. This journey is powerful, and you are powerful in it. You are making powerful strides, you are making powerful steps, you are in a powerful seat. Trust that seat. Oh, and I wish you could see it, but I would just want to, our blue deck, the High Priestess card was our second card from our blue deck, and then right below it, our second card from our white deck that is sitting now on top, partially on top of that blue, is the High Priestess again, and it's beautiful. We have the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups feels so glorious here. We have the Ace of Cups for you, which is that new opportunities, for the overflow, for the heart space, for the feelings and the emotions. And the 10 of Cups, you know what I say about this card. I call it our happy ever after card. I love this card. This card is a card of completion. It's a 10. It is a card of being open with your person. Like these two are standing arm in arm. It feels like family. There's like family around them, you know, there are kids around them that may or may not be your feeling of family. Whatever it is, just feels like family. It feels like home. It feels good, but it feels expansive and open and like, oh, open to all the good, beautiful things that are coming in, and the heart space, the feeling space, the emotions, the love. This is really saying that piece is part of your path. That love, that relationship, what we're giving you guidance towards right now is not just for your physical self or your abundance or your bank account. It is also for deep, deep love, for feeling like you are partnered with a person who is your person. That is part of this transition, and that is incredible and huge. And don't try to knock it down. Don't try to take it away. Don't try to make it smaller. Let it be as big as it really is. Okay, then we have the Emperor reversed. Now the Emperor reversed is very interesting. I feel like this is saying like, oh, there also might be you guides and, you know, source saying like, hey, there also might be a masculine force in your world that is not going to be helpful. And this would be someone who wants to control you. Maybe it's a masculine energy, which could be a mother, you know, it could be like it could be a female person who's in a masculine energy when they're trying to control you. But it could also be anyone. I mean, it could be a father, it could be a lover, it could be, you know, like whoever it is. You probably already immediately sort of think of somebody. It is a very controlling energy, and it can be controlling in a loving way, that you love this person, that you like want to acquiesce to who this person is, but it feels like that is something important for you to acknowledge and to handle, you know, that might be part of like, hey, I'm gonna have to make sure I'm seeing through things through my eyes, like our hangman, and not relying on this person's opinion, or that I'm not acting out a life for someone else who wants to control me, for someone else who has their own opinions and their own, but it's not mine, it's not for me, that it's not, you know, that they might not even be trying to control you. You might be letting yourself be controlled in order to, you know, feel this person's love or to feel lovable or whatever it might be. But this is something that, you know, is like trying to get your attention. Just, hey, pay attention. Okay, we're gonna grab a healing angel card. We're gonna grab a healing angel card, and then I do feel our old trusty deck calling out. So we're not quite done yet. Destiny is what comes up for you. Beautiful. Your destiny is to blossom. Your destiny is to shine and transform into an ever greater light. Shine and transform into an ever greater light. Oh my word. Okay, yeah, we are. We're doing it. Our old trusty deck, she's like, hey, hi. Think you might have forgotten about me. And we have not forgotten about her. So here we are. We're pulling 2 cards. Okay, yeah. Pulling 2 cards from our old trusty deck. Honestly, she feels like, okay, let's see what we got. Oh, we have the star. Boy, I really am feeling that star energy. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I love these two. I love these two. So coming in with the star. Now, before we even talk about these, I did say we were going to pull from our pink deck with that feminine energy, and I did not pull from our pink deck, so I do feel like it's just like, oh, you're forgetting about me. And we have the 7 of Wands. We have the 7 of Wands from our pink deck, and let's see, I think if I am correct, that's our first and only Wands card that we have pulled. That's hilarious. I feel like our pink deck was like, okay, well, let me give you a piece of advice nobody else has. I'm going to tell you something nobody else decided to tell you. Just be important. And you are important. Okay, so we have the star, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the 7 of Wands. So what I feel like is coming in here is like our trusty deck is saying, hey, you need to let yourself, take care of yourself. This is full of hope. This is full of this feeling of like, oh, yeah, potential, of hope and potential. But this is also like self-care, taking care of yourself, taking care of your needs, nourishing yourself, and letting yourself shine, letting yourself be yourself, letting yourself pour out your essence of who you are. Now, I cover her up for YouTube. She's got a little paper on, but she's normally naked. It is this vulnerability of I am who I am. Like, this is me shining as I am. It's very magnetic. And I do feel like our old trusty deck is saying there's something really, there's like set your guidance system towards that. Set your guidance system towards that. And I do feel, this feels so nautical, like on ships. Because, like old-timey ships, people would navigate by the stars, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune afterwards, which also feels very much like an old-timey, like a ship wheel. Like, oh, okay, so there's something about this that feels like a voyage, that feels like an adventure, that feels like a trip. That you're on a trip, you're on an adventure to an unknown destination or a known destination, but like here you are shining brightly as you are, and this trip is going to feel like great. The Wheel of Fortune is good fortune, it's good things coming in, it's happy things. It feels like, how did I get so lucky? This all makes me feel so lucky. I take action on things the way, like I chose what I wanted for myself. I made the judgment card. I decided what I wanted for myself. I paused and took a moment to make sure I was taking action towards what I actually want, and I did. And now I'm on this action taking course, and I've been moving my physical world, and new opportunities are coming in from my heart space. I have my person next to me, feels like family, feels like home. Like all these things are coming together, and I get so lucky. It feels so good. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So our pink deck comes in, and I do feel like our pink deck is being sassy with us, as she is sometimes. And I do feel like she's saying, okay, now, when you get to a space, because there will be a space in your purpose, our wands get into purpose, passion, this growth energy, this fire energy, it really is this movement energy. And this is kind of a non-movement. So it's sort of like sometimes you won't be moving. Yeah, this is a lot of movement I'm talking about. And I know we have our pause card and we have our judgment card that came up to say, hey, you need to make choices before you move too much, like all that stuff. And I just keep talking about how this is like, oh, this is going to be a time of moving and like momentum energy in a soft way, because we have all that divine feminine energy from our high priestess, which we pulled twice, and from our empress energy. But I think our seven of wands is saying like, it's okay to hold the space. You don't have to be in constant movement. If things are, get challenging, which they will, and when they do, just hold your ground. That's it. Find the space and hold your ground. Hold your ground for a day. Don't make progress, but don't fall backwards either. Just stay where you are and then make progress in another day. Like you don't have to, it's just about not falling back down the hill. You don't have to go all the way back down the mountain. If you make that little mistake, those memes of like, oh, really I feel like they're mostly about, like, oh, somebody messed up their food plan or their diet or something, and they like take the, like, oh, I spilled a little milk, and then they just spill the whole thing. Like, what's the use now? Why even bother? It's that kind of all or nothing thinking of like, oh, well, I'm just gonna throw in the towel. Like, if I'm not making progress today, if I'm not moving forward, if I'm not getting there right now, then I might as well just, and our pink sassy deck's kind of saying, hey, it's also completely okay for you just to maintain the status quo for a day, or whenever you need to, or whatever, like when you need to just hold in there, just hang in there. That's all you have to do, is just not fall all the way back down the hill. Don't, you pour a little milk, you don't pour the whole milk out. You don't pour the whole thing out. You don't flip the whole laundry basket over. Whoa, that felt like it had its own momentum to it. Didn't it? We have, okay, let's pull an Oracle, Power of the Elements card for you, and then I think we have to do something with, I want to do something with this High Priestess energy, but I don't know what. but I also love this the creation energy. I'm loving our 10 of cups. I'm loving our star. Let's give our star. I know our old trusty deck gets so much love from us. Let's give our star, let's pop a star below, any kind of star. The little 2 stars or shooting star or star, just any kind of star. Let's pop that below as our emoji. And of course, subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't. Love this video. Of course, I love to see it. Just even if you just kind of liked it, or even if you just watched it and you're like, no, I guess I'll heart it. I would love that. And I would really love comments. This feels so potent. Gather together. Your own community of support and love is our last oracle card. Yeah. Gather together. Makes me think of that saying of, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That makes me think of that, especially because this feels like this voyage. It feels like this journey for you, journeying by the light of your star. Boy, woof, woof, woof. All right. I am so excited to read your comments. Please. But also, if you don't want to share too many details, which I completely understand, you can just do a little shout out or just drop the emoji or just, say oh, I stayed and I listened to everything. I would love to hear that too. I'm sending you off with so much love and so much light into this voyage, off into your Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups life. It's a whole new space. Something really beautiful exists in front of you. I'm very excited for you. Mia.